With SmackDown reaching the 1000th episode mark, a lot has changed since the show started. But what we're going to be looking at today is the thing that introduced the show, the theme song. Let's hit it! SmackDown premiered during the height of the Attitude Era on April 27th, 1999. With the show debuting during one of wrestling's biggest periods, let's listen to what they came up with to start the program. SmackDown's debut theme, Everybody on the Ground, is a good fit with the Attitude Era. It's loud, energized, in your face, and for lack of a better term, crude. This goes along well with the WWE product at the time, which is all about getting loose and doing the most insane things. I think the song's a bit on the simple side as there's a lot of repeat, but I kinda think that's alright, since it's going to be used pretty much as background music after the show's opening. Just so we're on the same page, when I'm doing entrance playlist, I'm mostly looking at how well the song captures the wrestler, or in this case, the show it's being used for, and not so much if I like the song or not. But going off the comments from the Seth Rollins video, I will add a bit of my own musical tastes when discussing the songs. I know a lot of people love this theme, but likely because I didn't grow up with it, I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate it, it's just an alright piece to me. I think it works best as a short 25-second opening, and that's probably because it isn't the most complex song out there. As a theme song for an Attitude Era SmackDown, it works great, but just as a song, it's nothing I'm going to be listening to. So, on to the next opening. We were still in the Attitude Era when the Beautiful People started getting used, and I think it works. No, not those beautiful people. It's louder and has sort of an edge to it. To me, it seems a bit more controlled than the last song, if that makes any sense. Everybody on the Ground felt faster and more insane, while the Beautiful People doesn't quite match the craziness of On the Ground. That's not a bad thing though, as WWE had won the Monday Night War and was shifting away from the Attitude Era. I think the Beautiful People helped with that transition. Just as music, it doesn't really connect with me. It's more interesting than Everybody on the Ground, but still not something that really makes me feel anything. I will say, I think the previous theme song was better, as I felt Everybody on the Ground was more suitable for kicking off a wrestling show. But with that said, the Beautiful People is still a solid SmackDown theme song. Next we jump to 2003. Now at this point, the brand split had been around for roughly a year, so it was definitely time for SmackDown to get a new opening theme. Now this song, I Want It All, actually has two versions, so we're just going to look at both of them together.
Yo, it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. It's been a long time. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Yo, it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too.
Now both versions are great, and the reason why is because they capture the spirit of SmackDown this time very well in my eyes. SmackDown was filled with hungry new talent, wrestlers like John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and more. The lyrics match that so well, with the singer talking about how it's their time, their hustle, sweat and blood. Maybe this wasn't intentional, but the line... To me, seems like it's commenting on older talents sometimes fear the success of newer wrestlers, but I guess competitors could just refer to anybody. Getting back on track, in addition to the lyrics, the beat and pace of the song fits as well. It's not off the walls like the last two, it's slower, but I get this kind of game face feeling as if it's saying, yeah, I'm gonna go out there and lay the smack down everybody. As to which version I think is better, I have to go with the second. The first one started off with some rather odd noise cracks, and overall, I think the second version captured the feeling it was going for much better. The first one isn't bad by any means, but I think the second one improved on what was already there. Alright, I've gushed over this song long enough, let's get on to the next one. Like I Want It All, this next theme song, Rise Up, has a couple of different versions, so we're just going to look at them together and talk about them collectively. I'm just gonna be straight with y'all, I don't like Rise Up all that much. Like with everybody on the ground, if I'd been watching SmackDown and Rise Up was being used, I probably would have a different feeling towards it. It's hard for me to say exactly what it is about the song that doesn't connect with me, but I think it's partially the slower and softer way it opens. It just doesn't get me amped up to watch a show about people beating the snot out of each other. To be fair, it does pick up, but I still don't get any kind of real feeling. Some of the later versions improved on this a bit, but yet I don't get any emotion when hearing the song. On the positive side, I will say I do like the lyrics. I think they reflect SmackDown in the, yeah, we're the B show, but we're not gonna let that stop us from going out there and giving it everything we got. Sorry to all the Rise Up fans, but this is just not a theme song you can get behind. But if you like it, more power to ya. I'm gonna start sounding like a negative Nancy, but this is another theme song that I'm not a huge fan of. If You Rock Like Me has a bit more action to it, but still not something that makes me super pumped to watch the actual show. Perhaps I'm just young, but it doesn't feel the most modern either, if that makes sense. Granted, this was used about 10 years ago, but even then, I don't think this matched the time. Maybe it's the voice or the beat, but I don't get this feeling of a current, with the times kind of show. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree, and that's fine, but that's just my honest thoughts. To say something nice about the song, like Rise Up, the lyrics I do think match the feel of SmackDown, that even though they're second compared to Raw, they still shouldn't be underestimated, so it has that going for it. But yeah, this is just another theme song I don't think is all that great. But we still got plenty more to listen to, so let's move on. Oh, now here's a song I can get behind. When I was talking about how the two previous songs didn't get me excited for the show, this is what I was looking for. It starts with a bit of build-up, keeps the energy going, and about halfway through, it lets loose and the adrenaline just gets going from there. It doesn't necessarily have that underdog feel like the last two songs, but that's good because it helps differentiate itself from the previous ones. Going off the lyrics, this theme song feels like it's just saying, hey, don't mess with me. Which I don't think fits with SmackDown's programming at the time, but it makes for a cool song. To wrap this up, Let It Go is what I like in a wrestling theme song, something that gets you hyped up for a bunch of action-packed performances. So, let's see what they follow this up with. This song, Know Your Enemy, is another one that I don't think is that good, but I will say it works in its own way. For one, I think it matches the WWE product at the time. The company is well into the PG era at this point, and I think the song is more appropriate for the family-friendly direction. It doesn't have the intensity or aggressiveness of the previous theme songs, and that goes with the product they are presenting. I also think Know Your Enemy is a more memorable song than the other not-so-good theme songs we've talked about. I wouldn't say it's a perfect fit, and part of that may be because I don't know what the lyrics are saying half the time. As a song, I don't like it. I guess it just doesn't suit me. But overall, I would say Know Your Enemy, while not great, does match up well with the show and what I was going for at the time. On to the next theme song.
My time, my shine, they think I'm out of my mind. One chance, we own, take another look, you know.
I'm starting to feel like a depressed and bitter man, as this is another theme song I don't think is that good. Born to Run's problem is similar to Rise Up, in that it's just too laid back. But I'd actually take Rise Up over this because Born to Run, at least in this setting, is just boring. I mentioned how some of the theme songs didn't get me excited to watch the show, but at least they didn't take away any of my interest. When I hear Born to Run, I'm less excited to watch the actual show. It's too relaxed and it's not a good fit for a wrestling show in my opinion. But, like Know Your Enemy, it does seem to fit more of WWE's current product of being an all-age appropriate form of entertainment. So it has that at least. But it's just a dull song, and I apologize to anyone who likes it, but I just cannot get behind this theme at all. Yes, people don't watch a show for the theme music, but I think a theme song should end with you feeling more anticipated for the show than when it started. Born to Run doesn't do that for me. It leaves me asking, hey, is there something else I can watch? Probably my least favorite of SmackDown's theme songs, so let's just move forward.
One life, one choice, gotta do it right. One chance of proving to the world that you was right. I'm too hungry not to get that win, but I just gotta remember one thing. Gotta keep my head up, gotta get that love.
I know pretty much any song they used I would like more than Born to Run, but I really love this one. The theme song This Life is fantastic, and easily one of my favorites in the show's history. It has such an epic, larger-than-life-like feel to it. Like, what you're about to watch is going to be spectacular, which is what I think a theme song should do. The full-length song is even better. It captures the life of a wrestler well, and tells a good story. The feeling This Life invokes is what makes it so great. Sure, it's not loud or action-packed, but like I Want It All, has this kind of contained energy to it, and it works so well. I think the production team really hit a home run with this one, and the only thing I think hurts it is that it has to be shortened to fit as an opening. When I hear the TV edit, I can tell it wasn't made with the time limit in mind. It doesn't ruin the song or anything, but I think it's even better without the limits of a television show intro. Still, This Life is one of SmackDown's finest theme songs of all time.
Black and blue, I crawl along the wreckage of what now is gone. Back to you to fight another day. I'll go on and on and on and on. I'll face it.
Now this song, Black and Blue, is another awesome theme. It has that epicness that This Life had, but does it in its own way. I love too how the lyrics talk about continuing to fight even after being torn down. The sound of the hammer clashing with the steel in the background is just another cool touch. Black and Blue just makes the show feel like it's going to be something incredible. People are going to war with each other and are going to fight until their last breath. After a lot of not so great theme songs, both This Life and Black and Blue are just such a welcome change, and both songs I'm sure I'm going to be listening to for years down the road.
Red alert, John, shine a light down on the front lines of my mind now.
So is this theme song a step up or down from the last two? Well, I'd have to say it's not as good as This Life or Black and Blue, but that doesn't mean it's bad. SmackDown's most recent theme, Take a Chance, really captures the spirit of the brand split. It's all about SmackDown rising to the challenge and going toe-to-toe with Raw. Like a lot of SmackDown's other themes, I think it also gets the underdog feel of the show as well, since Raw is the flagship show and SmackDown isn't. Take a Chance also has that energy I like in a theme song. It gets me pumped up to watch the show, which, as I've said, is what a theme song should do. So yeah, I don't think it's as good as the last two, but it's not too far behind them. And considering what Take a Chance had to succeed, it did pretty well. It's a great song for the SmackDown Live era, and I've enjoyed listening to it to kick off Tuesday nights. So there's a good chance by the time this video is out that SmackDown will already have a new theme song, so if that's the case, just tell me in the comments what you think of it. But to end this video, I want to say congratulations to SmackDown on reaching 1,000 episodes. I look forward to seeing what they accomplish next.